On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Unfold.
To open up or spread out something that is folded or rolled up, to reveal or disclose something that was previously hidden or unknown.
Examples:
Unfold the story. Unfold the stroller. The mystery unfolded as the detectives gathered more clues.
Shroud.
A length of cloth or other material used to cover or wrap a dead body, something that conceals or obscures something else, often used metaphorically.
Examples:
Shroud of mystery. Shroud of suspicion. The protective shroud covered the body in the coffin at the funeral.
Geopolitical.
Of or relating to political activity or relations between countries and groups of countries, as influenced by the physical features of a country or area.
Examples:
The geopolitical situations. Reduce geopolitical risk. The country holds dominant geopolitical power over its neighbors.
Artifact.
A person-made object, especially one of historical or cultural interest.
Examples:
Paleolithic artifacts. Peruvian artifacts. The museum has a vast collection of Greek artifacts.
Headquarter.
The central office or location from which a business or organization is managed.
Examples:
Administrative headquarter. An emergency headquarter. The company decided to move its headquarters to New York City.
Rubble.
Fragments of rock, stone, or other materials that remain after a building or other structure has been destroyed or demolished. The remains of something that has been broken down or destroyed.
Examples:
Clear away rubble. Rubble-strewn road. After the earthquake, the city was left in a pile of rubble.
Prioritize.
To assign a higher level of importance to something compared to other things.
Examples:
Prioritize tasks. Prioritize people over cars. The organization prioritized the needs of the community in its decision-making.
Chancellor.
A senior official or administrator, particularly in a university or government, the person who is the head of the government in some European countries, such as Germany.
Examples:
Chancellor of the Exchequer. Associate Chancellor. The Chancellor of the university made an important announcement regarding the budget.
Germ.
A very tiny living that causes the disease, a piece of something such as an organism, concept, etc., capable of growing into a new one or part of one.
Examples:
Antibiotic-resistant germ. A germ-free environment. The germ of his idea came from watching birds flying in flocks.
Optimist.
A person who tends to expect the best in all things and to be hopeful and confident about the future.
Examples:
Optimist by nature. Excessive optimist. She is a confident optimist who always looks on the bright side.
Foresee.
To perceive or predict, to anticipate or expect something to happen in the future.
Examples:
Foresee the consequences. Foresee challenges. I foresee a problem arising if we don't address this issue now.
Ostensible.
Appearing or seeming to be true, genuine, or plausible, but not necessarily so, outwardly appearing or declared to be one thing while being something different or hidden.
Examples:
Ostensible reason. Ostensible explanation. The ostensible purpose of the meeting was to discuss budgeting, but the real topic was employee layoffs.
Decouple.
To disconnect or separate something from something else that it was joined to or part of previously.
Examples:
Decouple a power supply. Decouple a space shuttle. We have to decouple our foreign policy from ideology.
Troop.
A group of soldiers, especially a large one, a group of people, animals, or things considered as a unit.
Examples:
The members of a military troop. A troop of deer. The troop of soldiers marched through the city in a parade.
Unwind.
To relax and release tension, often by engaging in leisure activities or by simply resting. To reverse the winding or twisting of something.
Examples:
Unwind after work. Unwind on vacation. I like to unwind with a good book after a long day at work.
Pariah.
An outcast or social reject, a person who is despised and avoided by society or a particular group.
Examples:
Pariah community. Treated as a pariah. Being a whistleblower can often lead to becoming a social pariah in some industries.
Bestie.
A term of endearment used to describe one's closest friend, a term that connotes a deep and unbreakable bond between the two friends.
Examples:
Bestie bond. Longtime bestie. I love having a loyal and supportive bestie like her in my life.
Portray.
To depict or describe someone or something in a painting, film, book, or other artistic work.
Examples:
Portray feelings in words. Accurately portray the condition. We often portray political problems as religious issues.
Supplicant.
Someone who humbly or earnestly requests or petitions for something, particularly from a person or entity of greater power or authority.
Examples:
Supplicant prayer. Supplicant tone. The prisoner appeared before the judge as a supplicant begging for mercy.
Gulf.
A large ocean inlet or deep bay that is partially enclosed by land.
Examples:
Gulf War, Gulf Stream. The Gulf of Mexico is a body of water in the southern United States.
Pivot.
A change in direction or focus, especially in a business or political strategy, a fixed point that supports something that turns or balances.
Examples:
Center pivot irrigation. Pivot point. The team needed to come up with a pivot strategy to turn things around.
Purposeful.
Having a specific aim or purpose, determined.
Examples:
Purposeful series of actions. At a purposeful pace. She had a purposeful look and was determined to complete the task.
Judiciary.
Persons who administer or enforce justice.
Examples:
Independence of the judiciary. Member of the judiciary. The judiciary of the case was inexperienced and lacked locally educated attorneys.
Applaud.
To express approval of someone or something by clapping the hands.
Examples:
Applaud his courage. Applaud the orchestra. I enthusiastically applaud my rival's achievement.
Aisle.
A passage between rows of seats in a theater, airplane, or other public building, typically one of two or more running parallel with the main body of the structure.
Examples:
Aisle seat. The center aisle of a church. She walked down the aisle to the front of the church.
Guardrail.
A sturdy metal or wooden railing or barrier placed beside a road, bridge, or other dangerous areas to prevent vehicles or people from going over the edge. A protective barrier or railing used to prevent falls or accidents.
Examples:
Guardrail installation. Damaged guardrail. The guardrail along the highway prevents vehicles from going off the road's edge.
Escalate.
To increase in intensity, size, or severity, to make something greater, worse, or more serious.
Examples:
Escalate into a major international incident. To escalate. The situation quickly escalated and turned violent.
Unpack.
To open and remove stored items from a container or package. To analyze or examine something in detail, often to clarify or understand it better.
Examples:
Unpack a crate. Unpack a concept. I need to unpack my suitcase and put my clothes away.
Intern.
to put someone in prison, especially for political or military reasons. Noun, a student or trainee who works, sometimes for free, to get work experience or to fulfill qualification criteria.
Examples:
Intern civilians, medical intern. The Navy interned ships of defeated nations.
Diplomacy.
The art and practice of conducting negotiations between nations, organizations, or people. The fine art of dealing with people in a sensitive and effective way.
Examples:
The language of diplomacy. The art of diplomacy. Effective diplomacy is necessary to resolve conflicts and maintain relationships between countries.
Semblance.
The outward appearance or visible form of something, especially when it is different from the reality beneath, a vague or superficial similarity.
Examples:
Semblance of truth. Lose semblance of identity. There was no semblance of order at the chaotic protest.
Nazi.
A member or supporter of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, which controlled Germany from 1933 to 1945 and carried out a genocidal campaign against Jews and other marginalized groups. Someone who subscribes to similar racist or authoritarian beliefs.
Examples:
Nazi regime. Neo-Nazi movement. The Nazi Party was responsible for atrocities committed during World War II.
Obscene.
Offensive, rude, or disgusting, usually because of being related to sex.
Examples:
Obscene literature. An obscene story. He made an obscene gesture.
Disarm.
To remove weapons or the means of attack from a person, group, or situation. To win over or reduce suspicion or hostility from an opponent or adversary.
Examples:
Disarm opponents. Disarm a bomb. The police were able to disarm the suspect without any violence.
Cyberattack.
An attempt to damage, disrupt, or gain unauthorized access to a computer system or network.
Examples:
Cyberattack prevention. Cyberattack defense system. The hackers launched a devastating cyberattack, stealing sensitive information from the company's servers.
Disinformation.
False or misleading information that is spread deliberately, usually with the intent to deceive or manipulate public opinion.
Examples:
Disinformation campaign. Disinformation warfare. The government is being criticized for spreading disinformation about the pandemic.
Reckless.
Marked by a lack of care about danger and the likely results of your actions.
Examples:
Reckless driving. In a reckless manner. Reckless youth makes rueful age.
Cyber.
Relating to or involving computers, computer networks, or virtual reality.
Examples:
Cyberbullying, cybercrime. Cyber-espionage between countries can have serious consequences.
Retaliate.
To respond to an action or attack with a similar action, especially one that is intended to harm or punish the other person.
Examples:
Retaliate for the blow. Retaliate in a like fashion. After the other team scored, we retaliated by playing even harder and scoring 2 quick goals.
Flank.
The side of an animal, especially the side between the last rib and the hip, the side of military or naval formation. Verb, to be located on either side of something.
Examples:
Flank pain. Attack the left flank. The flank of the mountain was difficult to climb.
Ripple.
A small wave on the surface of a liquid, typically caused by an object falling into it or a slight wind.
Examples:
A ripple of laughter. Ripple in the water. Many businesses felt the ripple effect of the economy's decline.
Cohesive.
Causing cohesion, bringing people or things together.
Examples:
Cohesive ability. Highly cohesive group. He skillfully combines these fragments into a cohesive whole.
Sanction.
Official permission or approval for an action, especially an economic or political action by a government or international organization.
Examples:
Imperial sanction. Popular sanction. The government imposed economic sanctions on the country.
Fencing.
The art or practice of fighting with swords, especially with foils, épées, or sabers, according to certain rules.
Examples:
Fencing equipment. Fencing club. He practiced his fencing techniques with a partner.
Diversification.
The act of expanding a business or portfolio by adding new products, services, or investments to reduce risk and increase profitability.
Examples:
Business diversification. Diversification of products. The company's diversification strategy helped them weather the economic downturn.
Humanly.
In a way that is characteristic of or relating to human beings. In a way that is possible for humans to achieve or accomplish.
Examples:
Humanly possible. Humanly acceptable. It is humanly difficult to understand why some people choose to harm others for no reason.
Cut off.
A point or level beyond which something will not be tolerated or allowed. The act of stopping or interrupting the supply of something.
Examples:
Cutoff frequency. A cutoff point. The cutoff date for submitting applications was fast approaching.
Rot.
To decay, or cause something to decay, naturally and gradually.
Examples:
Begin to rot. Rot with age. Please refrigerate the meat, or it will rot.
Polarization.
The division or separation of something into two opposing or contrasting groups or factions. The condition of being polarized or having poles.
Examples:
Polarization effect. Dielectric polarization. The polarization of political views has created a deep divide in the country.
Adversary.
A person, group, or force that opposes or fights against another, an enemy or opponent.
Examples:
Adversary team. Political adversary. The boxer's toughest adversary was his fear of losing.
Constrain.
To restrict or limit someone or something's freedom or ability to do something.
Examples:
Constrain his freedom. Constrain information flow. The political situation constrained the country's economic growth and foreign relations.
Insecure.
Not firm or firmly fixed, likely to fail or give way, or not assured of safety.
Examples:
An insecure future. Insecure attachment. Children in an unstructured environment often feel insecure.
Destabilize.
To cause something to become less stable or secure.
Examples:
Destabilize the market. Destabilize a good relationship. The political crisis destabilized the country and caused widespread turmoil.
Thermobaric.
A type of explosive that uses oxygen from the surrounding atmosphere to create a high-temperature, high-pressure explosion, which can cause significant destruction to a wide area.
Examples:
Thermobaric incendiary device. Thermobaric explosion. Thermobaric weapons are known for their destructive power.
Rump.
The hindquarters of an animal or the lower part of a person's torso. Of politics, the most conservative faction of a party.
Examples:
Rump steak. Rump roast. The politician's rump speech aroused strong emotions among her supporters.
Exile.
The state of being forced to leave one's country or home, typically for political or punitive reasons.
Examples:
Exile community. Political exile. The exiled king lived in poverty in a foreign country for many years.
Parlous.
Full of danger or uncertainty, precarious, risky.
Examples:
parlous adventure, parlous state. The hiker faced parlous conditions as she climbed the steep mountain.
Radiate.
To spread out or emit something, such as light or heat, in all directions.
Examples:
radiate an aura, radiate in all directions. Roads radiate from the famous building in the center of the city.
Invade.
To enter aggressively into another's territory by military force for conquest and occupation.
Examples:
invade other tissues, invade his privacy. I have no intention to invade your privacy.
Pandemic.
An outbreak of a disease that affects many people over a very wide area.
Examples:
flu pandemic, global pandemic. They fear a pandemic of a new type of virus.
Indebted.
Owing money or having financial obligations to another person or organization, feeling grateful or obligated to someone for their help, support, or kindness.
Examples:
indebted to creditors, financially indebted. He felt indebted to his parents for all the sacrifices they had made for him.
Starvation.
A severe lack of food that leads to malnutrition and, ultimately, death.
Examples:
die of starvation, starvation wages. The drought led to widespread starvation in the region.
Sub-Saharan.
Of or relating to or situated in the area south of the Sahara Desert.
Examples:
Sub-Saharan Africa, Sub-Saharan countries. The coffee producers in sub-Saharan countries are at the sharp end of fluctuations in price.
Depredation.
The act of attacking or plundering, damaging or despoiling something such as a place or territory.
Examples:
animal depredation, depredation of natural resources. The depredation of the forest by the logging company angered environmentalists.
Embark.
To go on board a ship or plane, to set out on an enterprise or subject of study, to start something.
Examples:
embark on a trip, embark on a foolish adventure. We embarked on a new project.
Unravel.
Undo twisted, knitted, or woven threads by separating it.
Examples:
unravel a knit, unravel a plot. Detectives are still attempting to unravel the mystery of his death.
Diminish.
To reduce or be reduced in size, extent, or importance, to make something smaller, weaker, etc.
Examples:
diminish a reputation, diminish swelling. As people get old, their energies may diminish.
Derail.
To cause a train or tram to run off the tracks accidentally, to run off or leave the rails accidentally.
Examples:
Derail the recovery. Derail an argument. The train derailed because a cow was standing on the tracks.
Decarbonize.
To stop or reduce emitting carbon gases, especially carbon dioxide, by replacing energy made from fossil fuels with renewable energy.
Examples:
Decarbonize their manufacturing process. Decarbonize its energy system. We have to seek methods to decarbonize its fossil fuel economy.
Emit.
To give off or send out something such as light, heat, sound, gas, etc.
Examples:
Emit a gamma ray. Emit air pollution. During the unloading, the container box emits a clicking sound.
Capita.
A Latin word meaning head, used to express the amount for each person, any head or head-like expansion on a structure, as on a bone.
Examples:
Per capita sales. The agricultural yield per capita. GDP per capita shrunk by almost 10% for the third consecutive year.
Incoherent.
Expressed or formulated without clarity or logic, lacking cohesion or connection, disjointed or rambling in speech or writing.
Examples:
Incoherent speech. Incoherent thoughts. The speaker's incoherent rambling made it difficult for the audience to understand the message.
Incapable.
Unable to do, control, or achieve something.
Examples:
Drunk and incapable. Incapable of being resisted. He seems incapable of understanding what she says.
Effectuate.
To cause or bring about something, particularly a change or action, to put into effect or implement.
Examples:
Effectuate a merger. Effectuate a solution. The new policy will effectuate more efficient processes within the company.
Censor.
A person or institution responsible for examining books, movies, and other forms of media to determine if they are harmful or offensive and should be banned or altered. An official in charge of banning or suppressing information.
Examples:
Censor a book. Censor a TV program. The newspaper editor decided to censor the controversial headline to avoid backlash.
Diplomat.
A person appointed by a government to conduct diplomacy equals the management of relationships between countries, with one or more other countries or international organizations.
Examples:
Allied diplomat. Expel a diplomat. The senior diplomat worked tirelessly to negotiate a peace treaty between the two countries.
Censure.
Strong criticism or disapproval, an official expression of disapproval or rebuke. Verb, to criticize or express disapproval of someone or something in a formal or official way.
Examples:
censure him for his failure. Censure resolution. The athlete received a censure from her coaches for violating team rules.
Relentless.
Persistent and determined, continuing despite difficulties or setbacks.
Examples:
relentless attack. Face relentless pressure. The athlete's relentless training paid off in the end.
Astonishing.
Surprising or shocking, difficult to believe.
Examples:
astonishing achievement. Make astonishing gains. The news of her sudden death was astonishing to everyone who knew her.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Reliant.
Needing something or something to continue, to work correctly, or to succeed.
Examples:
heavily reliant on oil. Export-reliant economy. The company is heavily reliant on its overseas operations for revenue.
Endogenous.
Originating or arising from within an organism, system, or process rather than from external factors, pertaining to internal causes or influences.
Examples:
endogenous growth. Endogenous opioid system. Endogenous factors like genetics and personality are key in determining our behavior.
Provoke.
To stimulate or give rise to a particular reaction or have a particular effect.
Examples:
provoke a disease. Provoke a reaction. Her behavior provoked a quarrel between the couple.
Uprising.
A public rebellion, especially against an established government or authority.
Examples:
stage an uprising. Violent uprising. The anti-government uprising was successful in overthrowing the regime.
Chuckle.
A soft, partly suppressed laugh, an act of laughing quietly. Verb, to laugh quietly or softly, often in a suppressed or restrained way.
Examples:
chuckle at my cat's silly antics. Stifled chuckle. I couldn't help but let out a little chuckle when I saw the silly photo my friend had sent me.
Rumor.
A piece of unverified information of uncertain origin that is spread by word of mouth.
Examples:
A false rumor. Rumor mill. There was a baseless rumor that the company was going bankrupt.
Detain.
To keep someone in official custody, to prevent them from leaving.
Examples:
Detain a terrorist. Detain for investigation. The police detained the suspect for questioning.
Nonviolence.
The use of peaceful means, such as civil disobedience or passive resistance, rather than violence to achieve a goal, especially in the context of political or social change.
Examples:
Nonviolence movement. Nonviolence protest. Martin Luther King Jr. was a champion of nonviolence in the fight for civil rights.
Telegram.
A message sent by telegraph equals a method of long-distance transmission of messages by electrical or radio signals, typically consisting of a few words and sent at a reduced rate for urgent or brief communications.
Examples:
Telegram service. A congratulatory telegram. He sent a telegram to let his family know he was safe.
Implode.
To collapse inward violently or burst inward with a sudden release of energy, to disintegrate or break down suddenly and completely.
Examples:
Implode building. Implode business. The banking industry feared the economy would implode due to risky investments.
Morale.
The emotional or mental state of a person or group, especially in relation to confidence, enthusiasm, and determination.
Examples:
The morale of soldiers. Improve employee morale. The team's morale improved after winning the championship.
Trump.
A playing card with a picture of a trumpeter on it, used in certain card games.
Examples:
Trump card. Choose Trump. The trump suit in the game of bridge is determined at the beginning of each hand.
Forcibly.
Done by physical power or violence, against someone's will.
Examples:
Forcibly remove. Forcibly taken into a car. The police officer forcibly removed the protesters from the public park.
Rattle.
To make or cause to make short, successive, sharp, and loud sounds.
Examples:
Rattle along a road. Rattle and bang at the door. The vast earthquake caused the house to rattle.
Saber.
A type of sword with a curved blade, typically used in cavalry or fencing.
Examples:
Saber fencing. Ceremonial saber. The military commander drew his saber and shouted orders to the troops.
Confrontation.
The act of facing or dealing with something directly and openly, a direct and often hostile encounter or disagreement.
Examples:
confrontation at the national level, confrontation with others. The confrontation between the two leaders was broadcast live on television.
Superpower.
A country or nation that has significant global influence or formidable military, economic, or technological strength. A supernatural ability or force capable of extraordinary feats or feats beyond normal human capabilities.
Examples:
superpower country, superpower leader. The ability to fly like a bird is often considered a superpower in comic books and movies.
Hotline.
A telephone line that provides immediate emergency or special assistance.
Examples:
hotline number, automated hotline. The emergency hotline is available 24/7 for people in need of immediate assistance.
Debilitating.
Weakening or damaging, causing a loss of strength, energy, or success.
Examples:
debilitating virus, debilitating effect. His debilitating illness made it difficult for him to leave the house.
Warhead.
The explosive or destructive part of a missile, rocket, or other weapons that are designed to explode on impact or detonation.
Examples:
warhead missile, nuclear warhead. The missile launch was successful, and the warhead hit its intended target.
Seize.
To catch or take hold of someone or something suddenly and forcibly, to capture the attention or imagination of something.
Examples:
seize a person's property, seize the day. He has the superpower to seize a business opportunity.
Unjust.
Not fair or equitable, lacking in justice or impartiality, morally unacceptable or wrong.
Examples:
unjust verdict, unjust accusation. The ruling was considered unjust by many people in the community.
Quad.
Short for quadrangle, a square or rectangular open area or courtyard, often surrounded by buildings or used for recreational or social purposes.
Examples:
quad room, quad biking. We met at the campus quad to study for our upcoming exams.
Long-standing.
Having existed for a long time.
Examples:
long-standing relationship, long-standing tradition. The long-standing trading built mutual reliance.
Jettison.
To throw away or abandon something, often to lighten a load or to remove something that is no longer needed, to discard or get rid of something.
Examples:
Jettison cargo. Jettison old habits. The spaceship had to jettison some of its fuel to lighten its weight for liftoff.
Abstain.
To choose not to do something, especially something that one wants to do.
Examples:
Abstain on a vote. Abstain from food. She chose to abstain from alcohol at the party.
Overt.
Open, evident, or clear, especially in a way that is not intended to be secret.
Examples:
Overt hostility. Overt symptoms. His overt lack of enthusiasm was noticeable to everyone in the room.
Condemnation.
The act of expressing strong disapproval or severe criticism towards something or someone, the punishment or judgment of a person or group for their actions.
Examples:
Public condemnation. Global condemnation. The condemnation of the politician's behavior was swift and severe.
Creditor.
A person, company, etc., to whom a debtor owes money.
Examples:
The creditor's claims. Bankrupt creditor. I asked the lawyer to initiate creditor negotiations for voluntary liquidation.
Crypto.
Short for cryptocurrency, a digital or virtual currency that uses cryptography for security and operates independently of a central bank. Someone who hides their true political beliefs or agenda, often to advance their interests or to avoid backlash from society.
Examples:
Crypto exchange. Crypto wallet. The rise of crypto has revolutionized the world of finance and investment.
Footprint.
A mark of a foot, shoe, or animal's foot left on a surface.
Examples:
Footprints in the snow. The footprints of an earlier civilization. We choose transportation that has a smaller carbon footprint.
Entrenched.
Established firmly and securely.
Examples:
Entrenched ideas. Entrenched positions. The monarch exploited the peasants using its entrenched power.
Insourcing.
A business practice in which work that would otherwise have been contracted out to an external company is performed in-house by an organization's employees.
Examples:
Insourcing jobs. Insourcing advantages. Many companies are now considering insourcing as a viable option due to supply chain disruptions caused by the pandemic.
Hawk.
A bird of prey typically having short rounded wings and a long tail, an advocate of an aggressive policy on foreign relations.
Examples:
Cast off a hawk. Congressional hawk. That team signed a center forward who was a ball hawk.
Unheard.
Not heard, listened to, or noticed, not having been brought to public attention.
Examples:
An unheard story. Previously unheard of economic development. The unheard melody was beautiful and touched everyone's hearts.
Retake.
To take something again or a second time, especially an examination or a photograph, to correct mistakes or improve the result.
Examples:
Retake photo. Retake control. I will have to retake this test to get a passing grade.
Courageous.
Able to face and deal with danger or fear without flinching.
Examples:
Make a courageous decision. Courageous rescue attempt. He was a courageous soldier who had served his country with honor.
Run-up.
The period leading up to a specific event, such as an election, deadline, or project completion, the act of running up to something, as in a race or competition.
Examples:
Interest rate run-up. The run-up in a stock price. The store experienced a run-up in sales during the holiday season.
Mobilize.
To make something ready for action or use, to organize people or resources for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Mobilize cooperation. Mobilize a stiff joint. The military mobilized troops to the border.